All right, we're back. It's Wednesday. First video of 24. New year, new me. Not really. Just going to continue on right where we left off. Got to get my body painted so I can run my 10 scale car. And if you've seen that video last week, we ran a 12 scale against the 10 scales, and we almost won the race. We finished second. Got to get Cody's body painted. Same deal, same paint scheme, just flip-flopping some colors around. And Cody may not be racing with us for maybe a week or two, just because he's got a new baby on the way. And this video airs Wednesday. He should have a new baby today. So, anyways, projects. We got to finish the crawler. I got to get these wheels built. I'll probably build the first one off air so I don't embarrass myself, because I might struggle a little bit. Who knows? Restorations, we got to get on those. Probably tear one of them down soon. I haven't found a reasonably priced 10L donor yet. I may look into maybe even getting a new carbon cut. That would be cool. Something a little more modern but same shape, without battery slots, and maybe like faux battery slots to like a throwback. I don't know. Just throwing around some ideas. I want to rebuild the links. That links. It's basically brand new. It just needs to be torn down and polished and put back together. I want to race that car. I want to race it in breakout and just try it. It should do breakout speeds, I would like to think. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The lowrider, if you're a member, you may have seen we did pick up a lowrider. We are going to turn this into a mini truck. This is going to be the project for mini nats. I don't know. I'd like to get a trailer maybe to pull with my little 4Runner, but I've got a Toyota truck body. I've got some 3-spoke wheels. I got some billet center caps. I don't know how much modifications we're going to have to do to this car. I know we're going to have to cut some stuff off the chassis and off the bottom of the floorboard to get the truck body to fit. But that will be an upcoming video coming soon. I haven't even turned this thing on yet. The temptation has not got to me yet. But I've seen enough videos of them. I know what it does. But we want to make it a truck, and we will make it drag. So that's coming soon. So subscribe. See that coming soon. This has to be done by April. Yeah, let's get the building these wheels and see if I can get one of them done. And if it goes smoothly, we'll videotape the next one. So hang around. Let's build some wheels. All right, I'm not even going to attempt to build one without videotaping it. So you're going to see me struggle, possibly. They look pretty easy to build. They do come with bead locks, but we're going to run these bead locks because they're cooler. And we got 2 different foams, so I need to mark the wheel once I get them built to make sure I know which one's which, because we're going to build the fronts first. And the fronts we're running the same tires on all 4 corners, but the inserts are different. The fronts are the air downs, and they're extra squishy, I suppose. So we'll get those in, and we got these red super soft Voodoo tires, and yeah, it ought to be interesting. So let's dig in. We got squishy tires. And the best part of any expensive parts you buy, you get stickers. That's for the cabinet. We'll put that on the old sticker bond cabinet. Setup recommendations, specifically blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I need to trim these at all. And it is specifically designed for lightweight 10-scale competition level rock crawlers. Vent tires and or wheels to maximize performance. Lightweight soft foams are recommended over 3D printed inserts for competition crawling. Heavy printed inserts that create a bounce type of dry feel not recommended. Please note, many 3D printed inserts do this. So be careful when choosing printed inserts for competition crawling. I don't have a tool to vent the tires. So we're going unvented. We're going to have to do that after the fact. It's like a leather punch. You just poke a hole in it. You can't really do it with a drill or a Dremel or anything because it just kind of just burns the tire. You have to get a little punch to poke a little hole in it. And I do not have one of those right now. And I'm not drilling a hole in these wheels to vent these wheels because they were quite pricey. I'm sure I'm doing this wrong. But maybe not. That one went a little smoother. Looks like it's pretty well even. Painless. We got the air in the tires. So we got to put 48 tiny screws in to get the bead lock on first. And then simply sandwich the wheel together with the insert. So I'm not going to bore you with that. I'll get off here and I'll put the million little screws in. All right, we got one built. And now that I see them on these gold wheels, I'm not feeling the 5-spoke looking bead lock on these wheels because it's hiding the wheel. I think that's a better look, honestly. After we put all them million screws in there, I'm feeling this one on this build. That's too busy. It's covering the wheel up. It almost looks like it has a mask over it. He does have a set of black wheels for the SCX10 Pro build, and I think these need to go on the black wheels because it's hiding these gold wheels, and it just like looks a little too busy, in my opinion. Too much going on right there. We got the clamp ring in on one tire. It's a little bit tricky getting it in with this molded foam. It's pretty stiff, which is a good thing. It's good and tight in there. All right, we got one built. Went together very easily versus some of the lesser brand wheels I've built in the past. Pretty simple. Once you put the clamp ring in, you put your front of the wheel on. If your tires are directional, pay attention. These tires are semi-directional. They have a little bit different lug, and I'm going to face those to the front, the one that points down here a little bit. So I'm going to make sure I got a left and a right. Got my directional going the same way. Then I'll have to, I'm going to mark the back side of these wheels so I know they're fronts because they have two different foams in them. But simple enough, just after you put those million screws in and get carpal tunnel syndrome, take a break and then come back and put your ring in, put the face of the wheel in, make sure the bead of the wheel, tire itself is seated really nice. And then just simply, you only got 4 bolts to line up. And it's kind of the same principle of if you were mounting a wheel on a real car, you don't want to just tighten the first one down super tight right off the bat. Because you do have a little bit of a gap right there between the wheel just because of the thickness of the rubber and the foam. If you tighten one screw down, chances are you're going to get it sideways and you're going to cross thread it and either damage your wheel. At the very least, you're going to scratch. You're going to tear up a screw. So I just get them all started and let them naturally draw in on themselves. Do a star pattern just like you're putting on a real car tire. And just like I say, draw them down and you won't have any binding if everything's going smoothly. And once you get them snugged up, you snug them up. These bead locks, yes, they're functional, but they're not really holding the tire on. They're more of a stop on the outside of the wheel. And like I say, you don't have to fight putting all them screws in and trying to squish the tire over them. And as per instructions, don't tighten all those down at once either. Just get them all just kind of snugged up. And then once you got them in there, you can tighten them up just a little bit more. Be careful because those are very small screws and they will break off in your wheel. And they will break off in your very expensive wheel. And you won't be happy. Yeah, these things went together like super easy compared to what I've fought with. Some of them RC four-wheel drive stamped steel wheels are not fun, especially if it's a harder tire. But there we go. We got a set of fronts. We're not sure what hubs we're going to run. We got two different hubs, two different offsets. So I'll just have to test that and see which one we like better, just like we did with the bead locks. Yep, I like these better than that. So anyways, let's get on to the rears. I'm not going to bore you with me doing the rears. When we come back, we'll have the rears and the fronts on the truck, and we'll figure out what hubs we want to use. All right, it's Tuesday now. Started this Monday evening, as usual, behind. This week's video is not going to be real intricate, but we're getting the wheels and tires, and we're going to get the body mounted on this truck, get it cut up. I'm not going to have time to get the electronics in it this week, at least not for this video. It's supposed to be a pretty crappy weekend around here, so weather-wise. So we'll have time to come out here this weekend, and we'll wrap up the electronics, get this thing running. And also, I got to get these bodies painted. We're not racing this weekend. I have to kind of split that up. I can't race every week. So, unfortunately, we're going to miss the Snowball Derby since it got rescheduled. But that's fine. Appreciate everybody watching that race video. It's doing really well. And congratulations to Cody and Savannah. They had their baby today, and everybody's healthy, and that's good news. And yeah, Cody, get back to work. I can't paint everything. We're going to get these wheels and tires on. I was marking these front and rear thinking I was going to have a problem identifying which foam was which or which tire, because the air downs in the front are really soft. Once I got the rear built, it's obvious that these are the rears. These things are full of foam. I'm not real familiar with like real true comp crawling. I just kind of do it for fun. And I guess this is a setup. It must be a hot setup. I understand the theory of having a softer front tire for crawling and climbing. I guess it works off like a leverage type thing with the rear tires. But these things, it does come with another 4-way wrench. If you're familiar with Tamiya cars or any Kyosho, all of them, you probably got a box full of these things. But you got a little socket that fits in that 4-way, so you can use your 4-way, or you can just put that on a standard socket and use it that way. Anyways, enough talking about putting wheels on. Let's put some wheels on. Get the wheels on, and then we'll start chopping up that Proline body and get it on here. So let's see what we get done tonight. All right, he did give me two different offset hubs. We're going to go with the narrow one just to start with. Something easy enough to change. Obviously, you would think wider would be better, but if this is going into like a competition type thing, it might be. Just my theory. If you're going through gates on a trail, you might want a little narrower track. But either way, we're going to go ahead and build it. We're not going to be, chances are going to a comp, probably not going to happen. It's probably just going to be a high-dollar play toy. So we're going to build it narrow to begin with, and if we need to, it's simple enough. Just put the wider hubs on, so not a big deal. No mistaking front and rears, like I said. The fronts are squishy. We'll pay attention to our directional. Yep. I don't know what's a preferred direction, but we're going to go this direction. Well, I can't put the tire on yet. Got to put the hubs on. I'm not used to having hubs. I'm used to bolting tires on the car. Like everything else they make, super nice machine work. Really clean. All of the metal parts on this truck were super nice. My fingers are still sore from last night putting all these bead locks together. So we're going to put the little pointy part to the front or the back. I almost think that's like that would be more grabby if it was. Yeah, we'll go that way. Don't get too technical. We're calling it getting grabby. And these go on with these little 440 screws. It's the only standard screw in the whole truck is the wheels. Everything else is metric. Thought that was odd. Luckily, I race pan cars so I got plenty of standard tools. We're going to put 2 in there to hold it. If 2 don't hold it, 6 never would. All right. There she is. That is the smoothest landing crawler. It don't bounce. It's like a buggy. That's pretty cool. There's not a lot of weight on there yet. We still got to put the battery, speed control, motor. Well, we got the motor in there. We got to put the speed control and receiver and the battery in there. What do you think? I like it. And again, I like these beadlocks better on these wheels. I like them other beadlocks better than the standard one, but on these wheels, they need to be open where you can see the face. My opinion. All right, I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna get the rest of the screws in the wheels, and then we'll pull the body out and get that thing chopped up. All right, we got all of our lug nuts or screws in the wheels. Ended up with quite a few extras. That's a good thing. You can't see it on camera. Yeah, there they are. Looks like there's about 10 or 12 screws left over, and we didn't miss any. 6 per wheel, 24 1/16 screws for the beadlocks per wheel, and we got 2 of those left over, and several of the wheel screws left over. Good to keep in your box for out on the trail, and you don't put thread lock in these and you lose a screw, I would assume. So let's get this body on. It is the Ranger looking body. That's the Coyote. It's a comp pipe body. My buddy Chris that built his, he got the Vanquish body with the little narrow cab and short. Well, it's got a little bed on it, but it's got a real short cab, like a single cab. And with these sliders, it wouldn't work. I don't know if they make a shorter slider, or if you have to modify these, or just don't run that body. So I guess you got to have the longer sides or door area to cover all this up and to clear it, because his cab ended about right here, and that wasn't going to work. So without some modifications and or cutting the body up. So we're going to pull this thing out. This was purchased at Anderson RC as well. All the parts sourced for this truck were Anderson RC. My microphone is on the chin. They make 2 different versions of this body. I guess the other one's a cliffhanger. It looks more like a Toyota Hilux-ish body. This one's got the Ranger look to it, non-licensed, of course. It's got a little emblem over here that you would be an oval on the Ford, but it's got like a little Pro Line emblem. Yeah, I like it. Extended cab, mini truck. We're not doing mini truck paint scheme on this. We are going to do something to go with the gold. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I knew when I seen those gold wheels, I had inspiration for some kind. Because Createx makes a gold that's real close to that in paint. So the body's not going to be gold, but we'll have some gold accent on there somewhere. And let's see. We got 2 different grills. We got a black plastic grill, and then we got I guess you would call it a chrome grill, but it's more like silver. Some factory looking stripes, license plates. This round door handles actually has a keyhole, tail lights, marker lights, turn signals, or actually marker lights and your turn signals. Pretty cool. A 3rd brake light. Yeah. Mini truck. We'll shave that. V6 emblems. A lot of detail stuff on there. We'll use some of it. I'm not going to get fancy and try to paint all that. Sometimes I have done that, but we're going to do stickers on the grill. So anyways, all right, we got it all trimmed out pretty quick there. Beauty Design scissors are really nice versus some of the cheaper ones. Some of the cheaper ones, the nose is a little too blunt, and you'll get a little choppy around these sharp curves. This thing come out really clean. Save your scraps. I needed that much Lexan last Saturday at the race. Put my transponder to get it up in the windshield because we were running the infrared style eye laps, and I didn't have one anywhere in my toolbox. As much stuff as I keep the microphone. Keep sticking in my chin. All right, we had to pause for a moment to reposition the old microphone there. Like most Proline bodies here lately, this one don't feel quite as greasy. Some of them are like super slick inside, so definitely make sure you clean these things a lot. I'll go through the cleaning process with warm water, Dawn soap. Probably even on some of these, I'll start doing Scotch-Brite. As long as you're not using chrome or mostly chrome, because you can use candies with Scotch-Brite bodies. You just don't want to do chrome because chrome's going to show all the scratches. So we'll clean it, alcohol it. Once we get the mask, we'll alcohol it again. I'll go through as many cleaning processes as possible because if you look at any of the RC paint chats, a lot of people are having issues with adhesion, more so taking mask off and the edges getting torn. I keep having that problem on a couple of these bodies and having to clean up, especially around black. This time of year, being wintertime, this paint, if it gets shipped, if it's stored somewhere and it gets frozen, you won't know it's bad until it's too late. Sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes it comes out like toothpaste or putty, and you know it's bad. But that's enough tech talk. Let's get this body mounted. And that's going to be snug. No, I'm being dumb. It goes inside the sliders. That way you got rocker panels. Check that out. All right, body posts are repositioned. Can't go any higher. They are at the maximum. So, if it don't work now, we'll have to modify the body. It looks like we're good. The front could still come up a little bit. We may have to, well, no, we got a little bit of, no, not really. Those sliders kind of angle up a little bit. And with that, we're going to have to angle cut the body just a hair. So now, we'll break out the old eagle eyes. I will measure it after I get it marked. Get our front and side to side marked. Then I'll get the old calipers out and see how close we are. All right, let's see how close my eyeballs were. Cool. Distance between the edge of the hood. I guess you would say the hood gap between the hood and the fender. How's that? Nailed it with the eyeballs. May not be so lucky in the back. Let's see what we got here. We'll go from our mark to the roll bar. Yep, on the money. Can't beat that. Now we can poke holes. That was not the magic of TV, folks. I just turned the camera off when I went and got my measuring device there. I did not remark these. I was lucky. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. That's the number one rule in racing anyways. It's kind of how I finished second place with that. Everybody was wrecking each other and breaking out. And I had that race won until I choked and broke out in the lead. We're going to make these holes as small as possible. We'll sneak up on them. Adjust them if we need to, because I like them to be a little more snug. That's about right on the money right there. And that's the issue we're running into now. Like I said, that these sliders kind of go up at an angle, and our body is straight. So we're going to have to put a few degrees of rake in that rocker because we're all the way up, and we'll have to trim the front bumper down some, the front bumper area. And I may just notch that to make it look cooler instead of cutting it out. That way we can bury the valance down into the front bumper area. We're going to notch for this bumper. In my fancy drawing, we're going to notch for the bumper here. That way the bumper will slide over it. And then we'll cut a little angle of the dangle on the rocker, and we'll have this body on there. Now let me go grab our Dremel tool and make some noise. All right, we'll start by cutting the rockers. Again, I'm just eyeballing it. We're going to sneak up on it too. We're going to cut it minimal because you can't add it back and take it off. And so we're going to cut just a little bit of an angle there. I got that just slightly angled up. And we'll get that trimmed off and see if it'll sit down on the car. We're not going to be able to set it down until we get these notched out anyways, but we'll go ahead and cut the rockers. And then you'll be like, I cut it twice and it's still too short. See if we're any closer. We're still not going to fit right because the front's got to be cut. I think we're going to be really close to right once we get the front notched out. So, got the old drum sander and the Dremel. And believe it or not, I've had this Dremel tool since the 90s. And I use it a lot. And I've used it a lot for 30 years. Still got the original brushes in it. No need to upgrade yet. It's going to die right now. Watch this. No. All right, get ready for the most annoying sound in the world. All right, so I'm going to leave this a little rough. Let the Dremel do the work. The diameter of that drum would probably be about right to fit over that bumper. My best guesstimation. Excuse me, Mr. Wire. Boom, check it out. I'm getting pretty good at this guessing game. We got our sliders on. Rock solid on the side. Couldn't be any closer in the front. Got just enough clearance. And our body pins are perfectly lined up. Check that out. Got no rubbing issues whatsoever. Even at full twisty twist. That servo is strong, even with the power off. There's no chance of that rubbing anywhere, or the front or the rear. I need to power that thing up. Stout. All right. Well, unfortunately, I think that ends our video tonight. Still got to edit this up and get it posted tonight, and so it'll be ready for y'all tomorrow. Or you're seeing it now. It made it. For some reason on Sunday's videos, I've been having a lot of problem with processing. I get it uploaded, and they're only like 30-40 minutes, and the thing just processes for like hours. Another reason why I needed to push back my time to 7 o'clock on Sunday. So, it is Tuesday night after work. It's about 8 o'clock. Next video, Sunday, like I say, we're not racing. I wish I could race every week. My race videos seem to be doing pretty good. I appreciate everybody watching them, all the new subscribers. That's very cool. We don't just race. We do play with kind of RC cars in general, if you're new here. And we do the car shows. Got a mini truck. That's where the Red Cat's going to come into play. We're going to build a mini truck out of that. And follow along as we get that thing chopped up. And got a Toyota body over there under all that. It's a super hard fine body, and it was super expensive back in the day, and probably more so now because you can't find them. It is not from Super G. That is a Street Beat, something like that. Street Jam, I think. And it's a little higher quality than the ones that are available now. It does come with a roll pan, bumpers, 4Runner grill, the Hilux grill. It comes with 3 different grills, and they're recessed so you can change them out. Headlight buckets. And that's going to be a really cool build, and we're going to make it fit that car. We're going to chop that $400 car into pieces to make that body fit. So tune in for that. That'll be coming soon. That'll be in between race videos and crawler builds. The next time you see this, it will be a paint video. I got to do a little brainstorming and see what I'm going to do with this gold. I've already done a few retro paint jobs. We've seen the Pinto video. The Pinto is kind of like the retro Ford stripy thing. I don't know. And I've had a couple requests to do some of those cartoon paint jobs, but everybody's doing them, and it's not that complex. It's just a matter of putting markers and then airbrushing colors. There's really no masking whatsoever. That might be a hit. I've seen spray paint videos getting 4,000 or 5,000 views, and mine get 100. Maybe I'm trying too hard. But yeah, we're going to hit that 1,000 this year, guys. We're rolling on pretty good. We've gotten 5 or 6 just since New Year's, and it's only Tuesday. So we keep that pace up. We'll be right there at it. Paint videos coming soon. Probably be painting some this weekend. Get trucks done. Next video on this one will be paint. We're going to go ahead and throw the electronics in it. We do have the RX4 receiver, because this transmitter, if you get the orange one, it doesn't come with a receiver. So you have to buy a receiver separate. And if y'all hadn't seen one of these, let's go ahead and open this thing, because I haven't had one in my hand. Let me just tear the box into pieces. All right. We got a cool sticker and a book. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. They need to make a green one, though. Check it out. That's pretty hefty radio. It's got little bumpers on it. I don't know how weatherproof it is if you're out in the rain on the trail. It's got a very familiar Spectrum screen for all your setups. Although, I don't have a scrolly thing like mine. Mine's got a roller wheel. This one's got like a touchscreen. Got your buttons. I guess you can designate to different things. One of these is probably a steering override. Trims and thumb. You can thumb steer so I can film. This is not my radio. This truck's not mine. Just so this is buddy Eric. He donated to the channel. I donated the build to the channel. Maybe something orange and gold. Orange and gold goes together. We got orange letters on the speed controller. We got gold posts for the speed controller. We got gold wheels. Orange and gold. Maybe that'll be the paint job. There you go, guys. Anyways, I appreciate it again. I'm just talking now. Just making up time, I guess. Appreciate you watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you Sunday. And members, we'll see you Friday.